Alrighty, got my semifinals match versus Nasmith for the 2021 Dominion Championships. Incidentally, this is only one day before we'll play each other for the Dominion League. In any case, what do we have for this kingdom? This kingdom seems uninspiring to me. I also noticed that he has a 5-2 already, which is concerning because I see a lot of good 5s and not a whole lot good at the sub-5 level. In any case, you got actions with Mining Village, Captain playing Mining Village. There's Terminal Draw with Journeyman and Hunting Grounds, non-terminal draw with Hunting Party and Archive. The only gains are Bandit, and I guess IGG can gain you coppers. Uh, hmm. So, I mean, you could consider the IGG rush. There's no trashing, so you can give out those curses. Just kind of money-ish thing seems pretty fast as well, though. Like Hunting Party and Archives to sift through the junk and then play a Bandit and then buy provinces. I feel like that's gonna beat just straight up IGG stuff. Maybe you buy an IGG or two in there, but I don't think the IGG rush is correct here. In any case, I don't love having the 4-3 or 3-4 technically, because all the things you want are at the $5 range, and I've got the suspicion that that makes 5-2 better here. I don't know what he'll open with. Bandit, Archive both seem reasonable. Hunting Party probably not the go-to move there. I think I'm just opening double silver and then being a bit behind. The double silver thing also puts me in a bad spot if he opens Bandit, because there's a good chance he'll snipe one of my silvers, which is an annoyance. At least I'm player 2, though, because I mean I was gonna have a hard time of it anyway being player 2. So if I have to have a bad 3-4, better to be in a player 2 game than a player 1 game. I think he should take Bandit in the opening. I don't think you're striving for full deck control here. Just putting some gold in it seems fine. It also has the benefit of sniping my silvers, which I'm going to have to buy to hit 5. Archive, not unreasonable either. Be a bit surprised to see Journeyman. You might be contemplating the IGG rush. I said I don't think it works, but like this is a weak no trashing kingdom, so I guess he's decided he's going to go for it. It could also just be that he's opening a single IGG for pivoting towards like a more normal thing. Maybe just because he thinks that early curse is going to hurt me a lot, which I mean it kind of does. I could consider Mining Village. It's like a one-shot better silver because you could like draw it, pop it, and that's really likely to get you to 5 or 6. Fair point. I could just take more. Uh, I think I'm just gonna go with the silver though. So I think if he buys IGG here, well, I guess we won't know because he didn't have 5 in the first place. If he buys IGG again the next time he's got 5, that's gonna signify that's just a straight up IGG rush. And we'll see if he does that. Oh, he failed to hit 5, so I guess the suspense remains as to whether uh, we're going to see IGG or not. I've got 6. My natural inclination is just to click Bandit. I think that seems like the most sensible thing is just to add 1 Bandit, then to start clicking Hunting Parties and Archives for the rest of the game until you want a green. And the 6s are not bad. Captain feels a little bit premature if you can only play Village and I have no terminals yet. Hunting Party is a pretty strong terminal draw. I think I just want Bandit though. All right, so here's the moment of truth. I think the 1 IGG was not necessarily dispositive of his strategy. He takes the second one. I think that make it pretty clear he's just going for the IGG rush. I mean, the way IGG works is in like in a weak kingdom with weak trashing, one thing you can do is just you buy all 10 of the IGGs, and then IGG is empty, curse is empty, and then you just start buying duchies one at a time until that pile is empty. And you've emptied 3 piles, and you score 10 points giving them 10 curses, plus 24 more points on duchies. And that's like not super strong, but it can be difficult to deal with when you're getting flooded with curses and have no way to trash them. So yeah, he agrees that just straight up rushing IGG is not quite strong enough here. I think that's right. I think I have to buy more silvers. His draws, I think, have not been amazing since the initial IGG. I mean, the 5-2 is good, but he did... Dog. Bijou! Bijou, now's not the time. 1 second. So there's a woman walking her dog outside. How dare they, right? The dog's not having any of it. Okay, so wait, is he back to IGGs? You got me confused, N.A. Smith, so if that was your strategy, congratulations, it's working. So he's not going for straight IGGs because he did buy an archive, but now he's back to a second IGG, which is more than I anticipated. I think I'm going to continue along this path of trying to not play with IGGs. We'll see how that goes. I really want to find the bandit here. I don't want it to miss the shuffle. And it's very likely to miss the shuffle next turn. Because I have 2 archives down there. Right, yeah, this works. Well, actually, Toughy. Both of my archives are in this shuffle, right? Yeah. So the tricky spot is, like, if my archive bottom decked, what I'd really like to do is just take the silver now so I can afford a 5, play the bandit next turn. But if my archive didn't bottom deck, which is 5/7 likely, then it's going to trigger a shuffle for me, and then if I take the bandit next turn, it'll be out of that shuffle. So I think I just play the bandit now, even if it means missing a 5. And I think I'm going to start greening basically once I start hitting 8. I'll be still building a little bit with the bandit, adding golds and whatnot to my deck. And so it's not like I'm just done from there on out with improving my deck quality. And there's not a whole lot to do here. Now this is a non-obvious choice. I could take a copper here and hit 8, play the bandit next turn. I'm not triggering a shuffle, so it's not like the bandit's missing a shuffle if I hold off a turn playing it. And so I guess now is when I decide how true I believe is, like, I'm straight into province thing at this point or not. Because I could play the bandit here, buy another 5. I think I'm just going to start greening, right? I'm just going to start greening. I don't believe in this kingdom. I think it's weak. I think there's a whole lot to do. In fact, I might just take copper again here, right? I don't have any other archives down there, do I? Yeah. My only 2 draw cards are the archives, which are both in play right now. Oh, never mind. I'm going to hit 6 either way. I have to take a silver off of this archive. So I was going to take the copper there to reach 5, but I forgot about the silver that's coming in. So here I should just take bandit, because 7's no better than 6. I think my bandit's done a decent job on the whole of attacking him. Like, it hit a silver, it hit an IGG, and it just discarded his bandit, which is something kind of helpful. And I think, is Archive still just the best card here? I mean, Hunting Party is a good draw card. Hunting Grounds is as well. I think I just believe in the Archives, though. Archive's pretty good, because it's like a crypt that can get things that aren't treasures, which is obviously exceptionally strong. And the big downside of Archive is if you've got a decently thin engine deck, it's really hard to play with a lot of archives. Because thanks, Bijou. it Bijou. It's I sure hope that she settles down and takes a nap before the next game. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, and a decently thin engine, archives is your main draw. It can be pretty bad because you get a lot of stuff stuck aside on the archive maps. I was hovering here to demonstrate, but I forgot that all my archives are out of play now. And then you're not playing with like all your cards every turn, and you're not getting the full value of them because they're stuck out away from things. One or two archives maybe to kick things off can be good, but you don't want to like draw most of the archives or most of your deck gets stuck. With a deck like this that's got a lot of junk in it, I think that's less of an issue. It's probably gonna be hitting some number of coppers, estates, and curses, and so I'm totally fine if a bunch of stuff gets stuck aside because a lot of that stuff is junk that I didn't really want to play much anyway. I'll just continue on with the plan of provincing when I hit 8. This kingdom is just that simple. Ooh, hitting a gold, that's a nice bandit hit. Well, not for me. For him it is. Obviously, I am upset by it. What do I take here? I mean, I could take the archive. I think I prefer them staggered, although I'm not sure about that. Often you want, like, again, in a more enginey context, you usually want your archives more staggered because otherwise you've got like a bunch of cards in your deck one turn, no cards in your deck the next turn. But here, that's not necessarily an important consideration. All right, so what do I want? I could take another archive. Archives are good. I could take IGG, which scores me a point. Take Duchy, which scores me 3 points. Now, there's a risk, which is I haven't hit 8 here. So if he hits 8 and buys a province, then I hit 8, he hits 8, I hit 8, he hits 8. Well, then that results in him winning. And buying a Duchy would fix that. That all being said, I'm not really sure how likely it is that we just consistently hit 8 from here on out. But I see some appeal to this Duchy buy nonetheless. Which is that it gives me the point lead, even if he manages to hit 8 again. So I have 2 gold to his 1. I played my bandit thrice, but he hit my gold like a jerk. Have I played my gold already this shuffle? Like, if there's a gold down there, I want to pick up the archive for the chance to hit 8. When did I last shuffle my deck? I shuffled here. There's a gold. I think that's the gold that I was looking for. Yeah, I haven't shuffled again since. So there's no gold down there. I might want to take the archive anyway. I think I want to take the archive anyway. I'll just pick up the estate now. And now one more archive, because I got the points lead. So now if he provinces, I province. If he duchies, I can duchy. And I think that should work out okay-ish. Uh-oh, it's too much money. I don't want to see this much money. Now I'm going to be hitting, what, 11? And in money games, you don't want to see huge numbers. You want to see like 888 consistently. And if I'm hitting 11 this turn, that means I don't have a whole lot of money left down the next 15 cards, and so I'm not as likely to hit, 8 again the next turn. You want to be having your money nice and evenly spaced. Is this 12 even? Yeah, 12. That's just too much money. I don't want that much money. Goodness me. I probably shouldn't have even played it all. Playing it all was a mistake because it reveals to him that weakness in my deck. And so he might reasonably here, take the penultimate province, knowing that I likely have kind of bad cards coming up. I probably should have just played exactly 8 money. Now, if you think you're in a similar situation, the natural thing for him to do would be to buy Duchy to retake the points lead. Because if he takes the penultimate province, then I buy the last province and I win. If he thinks he's behind, which I think is kind of true, like I had my bandit for longer, I trashed some of his good payload cards, he might go for province. He might have voluntarily declined there. He might have also not had 8. It's hard to say. Um, as it stands, I think my deck is at least as good, if not a little bit better. So I don't want to take the penultimate province if I don't have to. So I'm going to just buy Duchy. What's the archive split look like? 5/5 on archives. So I think he managed to hit 5 a few more times than I did, because we have equal numbers of archives, equal number of bandits, but he also bought 2 IGGs. The upside is I got my bandit earlier, so I've played it a few more times. What's the silvers looking like? This will be relevant for Fiat if the duchies run out. 1 for me, 2 for me, 1 for him, 3 for me, 2 for him, 4 for me, 3 for him, 4, 5, 6 for me. Is he trashing in mine? No. So my Fiat would be worth 2 points each, whereas his would be worth 1. So they might downgrade if he manages to hit one of my silvers with his bandit. But oh, nice! I hit another of his silvers. This could be significant, right? Because he'll take this last duchy and he'll be up to 33, and so I would want to buy a Fiatum to bring me up to 33 as well, and then I can take 2-point Fiata, whereas he can only take a 1-point Fiatum. And so if the game continues long like that, that favors me. Do I take the archive now? I'm definitely taking the silver because I just want to hit 4. So it's either between archive or province. I think I want to take the province. So his bandit hitting a silver here could be like a really game-defining moment. So I really hope that doesn't happen, because I think that would take me down from 2-point Fiata to 1, and then I'd have to waste a buy on a silver to get that back. I wouldn't be surprised if he just buys province next time he hits 8, because yeah, I think if he hits 8, he should buy province here, because if we continue on this line of not buying province, well, that favors me because I got these 2-point Fiata, and he can't mirror that anymore. The most expensive victory point he can buy is either Fiatum or Estate, both of which are worth 1 for him. Or actually, I think Fiatum might be worth 0 for him. He only has 2 silvers left. So yeah, I think if he gets the chance to buy province, he has to take it. And then hope that I miss 8. Which, I mean, is not like super unlikely in these decks. Okay, so he's going to green with IGG, also worth 1 point. So yeah, IGG is like strictly better than Estate, because giving me a curse is worth a point. But now I just buy another Fiatum, and I'm ahead in points. And now I think his only ways to win here are his bandit hitting my silver, which is a real threat but highly random, and he's not playing his bandit too often in a deck this thick, or him buying province twice before I buy it once. Like again, if he hits 8, I think it's reasonable for him to just buy province, hope that I miss and that he hits 8 the next turn, which I think is like under 50%, but probably his best odds. So I think this is far from a lock or anything, but I think I'm above 50% likelihood to win right now. And I think I don't believe in the IGGs, but I also think I had decently good draws earlier in the game, and he had decently bad ones. Like he didn't hit 5 a whole lot after the IGG open, and then my bandit had some nice hits. He hit 1 gold, but I think that's less significant than my 2 silvers and an IGG trash. Look at the standings. Yeah, so this is the American half of the bracket. You can tell because both of the names have NA in them for North America. But for sure, the finals will have a North American, and they'll either be playing Silly Potter from Japan or RTT from Germany. And you might be tempted to think that NA Smith is, oh, he's just like a North American who likes Smithy. And I mean, like true and true. But that's actually not the basis for his name. Believe it or not, that's actually his real name, N.A. Smith. His surname is Smith. And his parents didn't love him, so they didn't give him a first name. And so he has to put N.A. where his first name would normally go. 5, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have expected people to be so open about that or anything. But I think Game of Thrones in particular has done a lot to normalize, scenarios like that where a man has no name. Okay, well, this dog, he has hit 8. I am actually in some trouble all of a sudden because he's caught me with a really weak hand. I literally have one money in hand. I have 5 set aside. I had to have like 3 coins in hand to win. And I've only got the one. So if he hits 8 next turn, he'll win. And he's got 3 archives down. Yeah. Well, like I said, this was his best scenario for winning, is buying province, hoping that I miss. And as it turns out, it looks pretty likely that I miss and that he hits. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I don't think there's anything I can buy here that helps me all too much. Like, the game's going to end before I shuffle my deck, almost certainly. So I'd probably just take 2 more points. None of these gives me any immediate benefit. So if he misses 8, I win. But when he's got 6 cards to choose from there, plus 5, I think he has snagged this one. Not certain. Maybe he had to take all the good cards off of those archives to hit 8 that last turn, and he has nothing left good. But I feel like with a choice of 11 cards, he's probably got 8 in there somewhere, right? He's thinking about it. I think N.A. Smith can count to 8. So if he's thinking about it, maybe that means he doesn't have 8. Maybe he's just toying with me. Stop the suspense. This is too much. Oh, thank God. Whew. Okay, game 1. And his player 2. And with the 3-4. GG. Donald X did say no. He did say no banquet IGG, which I think means no combination of banquet and IGG. We only got one half of that. All right, what do we got here? This looks interesting. It looks like a relatively simple but weak-ish kingdom. You got villages with Ghost Town, Port Hideout, trashing with Steward Hideout. I mean, Rats trashes, but not really. Shepherd draw, Steward draw, experiments like one-shot draw. Plus buy is only capital, although there's various boons and stuff that can provide draw buy action in certain situations. There is Fiatum, and there is Lucky Coin, so Fiatum might come up again. Lucky Coin doesn't exactly give you silver super fast, though. So I don't think Fiatum's going to be like the main thing. I think I want to play with Shepherds. I probably don't want to bother trashing my estates, because, I mean, they both jive with a Shepherd draw, and also Pastor makes them worth twice as much as usual. So I think it's one of those kingdoms where you could just avoid trashing estates and leave them around, play heavily with Shepherd. I think that also means Ghost Towns will probably be good. Shepherd works really well with start of turn draw, where you start with an initially larger hand size, which makes you more likely to line up a Shepherd and green cards to kick off your turn. Because once Shepherd gets rolling, it really gets rolling, but it's difficult to get that initial draw going. The plus buy is awkward. Capital just for plus buy is not like what you usually want to be using it for. But I think you probably have to get capital just to get additional cards of things. This doesn't look like a great kingdom for rats. There's no trash for benefit. So I don't think we're going to see rats here. So how am I opening? I'm thinking like Fool Shepherd, Steward Shepherd. I mean, Steward's normally an amazing opener for trashing 2. But I said I don't plan on trashing estates, so it's not obvious that I want to open with Steward. Just trashing coppers early on isn't nearly as appealing. It makes you hit very low price points. So I'm thinking open Fool Shepherd. Could be Experiments, honestly. It's not unreasonable. Experiments just like a pretty good card. Get some short-term draw, maybe your lucky coin more often. Oh, he has the 5-2 again. I don't think 5-2 is good for him here. I think I'd rather have the 4-3. So this time I'm actually happy to have the 4-3 split. Or 3-4 again. This is a pretty good starting hand. I'm going to trigger a shuffle here. So I get to find this shepherd again. I find the lucky coin again. All this is looking good. Can you open with just hideout? Yeah, I think I'm going to want to trash coppers at some point. And hideout might just be the better way to do that. It's +1 card, trash 1 copper at a time. Feels like a better way to trash than trashing 2 coppers all at once terminally with Steward. So I might consider a hideout soon. I got my plus buy here. So I could consider not trashing just to hit double 3s if I thought that was significant. I could trash and buy a 5, which is capital. I'd probably buy capital already, right? I think I already value the plus buy. I think I like trashing. And I'll discard all of that, I think. Maybe I leave the pasture. I mean, the pasture is not a bad card at this point. Copper is still like kind of your primary payload, and pasture also doubles as a target for shepherd. So maybe I want to find that. And just capital already. Get that plus buy rolling. That's not a great boon. I don't need a second capital right now. I think I'll just take a second shepherd. Oh, shepherd, why are you doing this to me? So this shepherd is going to be useless this turn. I can discard it for a boon at least. That's nice. What am I bottom for? There's 2 estates down there. I'll discard this now. So this is the exact boon that I was wondering about. Is if I have 2 estates down there, I should top deck a shepherd because that will draw me lots of cards. And here I'm thinking maybe Ghost Town or yeah, Ghost Town sounds great, right? Keep the estates that I'm about to discard out of the shuffle. Maybe gives me a larger hand that finds 1 more estate for the shepherd to discard. And then I did say a second ago hideout over Steward, but now I'm second guessing that. I might take the Steward because it also doubles his draw, and draw is good. He's probably thinner. No, no, not even. Oh, well, that sucks for him. So his hideout bottom decked. He didn't see it turn 3 or turn 4. And so I've actually trashed as much as he has just from playing the Fool and getting Flame's Gift. So I think I've got a little bit of a lead here. I mean, I've already got my plus buy card. He just added his, though. I don't think it's a huge lead or anything. Ooh, discard for boon. I kind of like all the cards in my hand, so I think I'm not discarding for a boon. So as it turns out, I could have discarded this shepherd for a boon. But I had an estate and a passer down there that I could have drawn. I'll play my fool. So I got 3. I I'm at the point where I'm not sure I actually want more silver. It's like my deck isn't fully under control or anything. I think just one more Ghost Town. I've got a Steward down there, and Ghost Town will let me play the Steward for draw, and then still play a Shepherd if I draw it, which seems good. I guess I could consider maybe I'm actually not drawing with a Steward. So down there is Estate, Pasture, Capital, Steward, 2 coppers. So I could just trash 2 coppers, play the capital, buy 2 things, and that'd be a reasonable turn as well. I'm trashing 2 coppers. I could consider taking 1 more silver. Yeah, I think I like just trashing the coppers here. It means my capital and steward don't miss the shuffle. Gets me thinner, faster. And then what am I buying? I have 7 money. That could be, it could be Reap. I don't think I like Reap though. I think silvers will probably be enough payload, and I'm getting those naturally off of Lucky Coin. I think maybe something just like another Steward and another Ghost Town. I need to think about what boons are left. We've seen Forest, Sun, Flame, Field, and Moon. So we have River, Sea, Sky, Wind, Earth, I think. Hmm. So if I discard this estate and I get, oh, there's 7 boons left. Let's think about this. So we haven't seen Earth. Earth would be pretty good. I would be happy to take Earth. I could discard the Pasture and gain like a 3 or 4 cross off of it. Seen those two, those two. Mountains Gift, yeah, pretty neutral. I'm kind of ambivalent about having more silvers. River's Gift would be great. Sea's Gift and Wind's Gift, I think, are a little bit worrisome because I might trigger a shuffle I don't necessarily want. Sky's Gift, I don't think I would take, but that'd just be entirely neutral. Swamp's Gift is pretty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the boon. Okay, yeah, this worked out. There was a risk that I got one of the draw boons and triggered a shuffle I didn't necessarily want to. I don't think that was like a huge deal. So now I take what? What did I take last turn? Last turn I just took a Ghost Town. Who has 2 stewards? He has 2 stewards? He has 2 stewards. So I could do something like take 1 more steward, take 2 Ghost Towns. I could do Steward, Ghost Town, Shepherd. I think I like Steward double Ghost Town right now. I don't think I need a 3rd Shepherd at this point. And I'm in a lot of debt this turn, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to buy anything. No, I'll be able to buy something. I got capital here. It's like I've already got 3 money after paying off the debt. But I might end up back end debt after buying said things. I really want these Ghost Towns to either draw me green cards or Stewards, which then draw me green cards. This is that example I was talking about, where for cards that care about your start of turn hand size a lot, like Shepherd, Ghost Town giving you a larger hand at the start of turn can be really helpful. So we're back to this boons question. I think the boons are mostly worth it. Meh, whatever. I think like if I had known Mountain was on the top, I wouldn't have taken it, but it's still like it's not terrible. I'll live with it. I think I want to trash here, kill the Fool. He hasn't picked up a fool, so if he wants the thing, he could buy one and take it. But it's probably a little bit of an impediment to him. I might draw. Oh no, I don't. I thought for a second I had another steward down there, but I don't. I mean, I could draw one because I have a estate down there. The top deck in the estate actually isn't so bad. I think I like the idea of just trashing a little bit more. And I've only hit 5. So what am I buying? Could do Ghost Town and one more estate. Could do Ghost Town and just pay off 2 debt. I'm not sure if more estates is good or bad for my deck right now. I mean, there's points, and it's kind of draw with Shepherd, but it's not draw if I don't find my Shepherd. For sure, I want a Ghost Town, and I think I'll say no to the estate. We'll just pay down the debt. Like, I don't have quite enough shepherds to be confident that I'll find one on top. So I'm not sure if the extra estate is better than nothing yet. And paying off 2 debt is definitely better than nothing. What does he buy here? I mean, he's got 10 money, but functionally he's only got 4 because he's gonna take 6 debt at the end of it. I don't know what I buy here is him. The ghost towns are good. I think he's a little bit behind on ghost towns. I think it's a 4-3 split, or it might be 5-2. I'm not sure. So ghost town is reasonable. Honestly, a lot of the stuff is reasonable. It's hard to say with any precision what the best buy is here. I think pretty soon I want to pivot to mostly just adding extra shepherds and green cards because then I'm naturally scoring while building and making my deck more reliable. I think having some ghost towns and a few stewards in there is enough to make me pretty likely to find a starting shepherd in my hand and then kick off the turn. Ghost town steward seems reasonable to me. Uh, hmm. What boons are left? There's 5 boons left. Both draw boons are left, so I should definitely discard. That could potentially save this turn. The question as to whether I discard the estate or the copper, though. So I've got river, sea, wind, sky, and will-o-wisp swamps. So if it's either wind or sea, I'd really rather discard the copper, I think, because then I have a decent chance of hitting my shepherd. If it's swamp, river, or sky, however, I think I'd rather discard the estate because then I can buy an estate with my 2 money. And I could discard just a ghost town, and then I get best of both worlds either way this turn. But at the risk of next turn is going to be weaker because I have 1 less draw coming in. I don't feel like discarding ghost town because I got both stewards down there, so I want +2 actions. I think I'll go with estate. Looks like it worked out. And now I think 3rd shepherd is on the agenda really soon. Like that turn is an example of what happens when you have too few of them. And I also probably want a 2nd capital at some point, just for the plus buy that comes with it. Wouldn't really mind having more stewards either. I mean, steward is itself a draw card, so I could take stewards and ports as well to pad out the shepherd draw. The order of all this seems imprecise, but just like a lot of this stuff seems like generally useful stuff to add in some composition, be that capital or steward or port or ghost town or shepherd. Like you click all of it at some point. He hit 17 here, which is a big turn. Honestly, my deck might have done that if I had kicked off there, but I didn't. Um, so maybe he's in the. I thought I was in the lead. Maybe with that he's retaking the lead. I don't know. I think I value all these cards, so I shan't discard. Oof. This is not all that pretty, is it? It's not pretty at all. Oh, this is gross. This discard is really bad. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't trigger it. Right? Like down there I've got just like a bunch of treasures and estates and stuff, and no shepherds in it. What I could have done, I guess, maybe this would have made sense in hindsight, is discard the shepherd for the boon, so there's a shepherd down there. With the other shepherd, I discard this estate and trigger the shuffle, and I've got a discard that's got a bunch of estates and stuff in it, but with a shepherd in there to help out. But yeah, I think I can't afford triggering this, can I? Right? There's just so much junk down there. Figure out how much. Shuffle my deck here. So 2 silvers, estate, pasture, ghost town. What's 2 other ghost towns? Copper. So Will-O-Wisp down there, which is like a minor nicety. Another estate down there. I guess the one upside is like this card is also an estate, so I at least get to draw 2 more into the shuffle, maybe 4 more, if this estate draws me another estate from the discard off of it. It just seems really likely that triggering this causes a dud. I think I can't justify it. Gotta play it safe. Take another ghost town. Capital? Steward? Take the capital. Maybe could have been third shepherd as well. So I think it's 6 to 5 on silvers, looks like. So I've got marginally more payload. I don't think that's super significant. He's stretched 1 more copper than I have. I should probably get rid of the rest of my coppers at some point soon. Not sure what he buys. I would expect a shepherd to be one of the 3 buys. Like he's got 23 there, but you got to keep in mind there's only 12, or not 12, but it's only 11 real money because 12 of it he has to pay back from the capitals. And so it's not like, oh, it's double province time or anything necessarily. If you have with 11 money, you could do shepherd and what else? Maybe like shepherd port steward. State seems reasonable to me as well. He goes into a little debt. Those buys seem solid. I should discard one of these silvers, I think. Yeah. So this is 3 turns in a row of dudding, which is not ideal. I don't really want more silver at this point. I mean, playing Lucky Coin could get me to province, and maybe I just need to start greening. So I'm for sure behind at this point. He found his capitals again. He didn't draw fully. Like he had a bit of a dud here, but it's still an $18 dud. My deck hasn't quite come together. And unfortunately, I feel like we've reached the point of the game where I've got to start greening, but it is not fully reliable. I really need a third shepherd. I really need to get rid of these coppers. I would like to have a third steward as well. He's got one more steward than I do, which is obviously very good. uh, so there's 3 boons left. I think it's river, sky, and wind. Hmm. Wind would come in really handy here because I'm at risk of dudding once more. I have 2 stewards and a shepherd down there, right? I think I've bottom decked 3 of my 4 draw cards. Oh no, I only have 1 steward down there. Yeah, so I think I probably should discard for the chance to get. Okay, that's a useless one. Whatever. Um. Yep, I have dudded again. I don't think the difference in our deck qualities is like nearly as high as these turns are suggesting. He has like 1 more steward and he's trapped 1 more copper. So like the deck qualities I think were very similar going into that turn 9 or whatever it was, and from there on out I've just dudded consistently, and he's mostly been drawing. Not like he didn't have a full turn, but he's been finding his both capitals every single turn. Uh, so I absolutely need a shepherd. I think just more estates make sense, like he's been doing. Keeps me up in points. I'm gonna be in 6 debt. I mean, I could take 1 more steward as well. Be reasonable. I think I like the estate. Okay, yeah. So here's all the good cards. We found them. All right. Okay, so yeah, the shepherd giveth and the shepherd taketh away. He's dudded now, so this could be my chance. Could get back in this. Uh, wind and river are up. I think I'd rather just not discard this turn. Like I've already got a good hand, and so I think I like the idea of saving the possibility, like the 50% possibility of wind's gift for like the next turn that I need it. That's a good draw. Drawing 2 more states there was beautiful. Well, we're still not quite getting to the end of our deck, but this is, I think, the best turn I've had so far. Okay, so I got 15 money, which is really kind of just 3 money because I'm going to have to pay off 12 debt. So I don't have a whole lot of money to work with necessarily. I can take the points lead here, however. I'm kind of inclined to take the last 2 estates. That puts him in a slightly tricky position because then he's got a province back. Or else I can buy 3 shepherds potentially next turn and win. So maybe like 2 shepherds and an experiment. Not 2 shepherds, 2 estates and an experiment. If I do 2 estates and a shepherd, then he could buy potentially province double shepherd and beat me. I think I like taking the last 2 estates at the very least. And I think the experiment's worth 3 money. Okay. Yeah, so I think that bad dud has put me back in the game. Now I'm not really sure where I stand. Ooh, he's had another bad turn. Okay, so he's getting his fair share of bad luck, and I was having some terrible draws there while he was drawing his deck. Now he's getting the bad luck, and I'm getting better draws, which I probably shouldn't say, or else I might jinx myself. Um, but it's not over yet. It's certainly not over yet. I think it's just become anyone's game again. I think discarding Lucky Coin might be worth it. River's Gift I can live with. That's reasonably good here. This is a province. I can take it. And I think I should discard for Boon here because Wind's Gift is coming up. And I got a bunch of estates in hand, or one estate and one pasture. And so sifting 2 more cards with a Wind's Gift to find Shepherd seems likely to be very worth it. So he took a province. He's also in debt, though. Discard Ghost Town, discard Copper. Discarding Copper is probably better. I do need to have another turn after this, most likely. Discard Silver Lucky Coin, I think. Value the capital. And he's got just enough points that I can't just buy the 3 Shepherds here outright. So I think I trigger this, right? And then I'm just going to get to play like a ton of Ghost Towns for next turn, which should make the next turn very good. Those bottom 8 cards have a Shepherd in them. So I'm pretty sure I should not draw one, because my next turn is guaranteed to be pretty good as long as I don't draw that Shepherd dead. So I'll just take coins here. Oh, what next turn? I have 24 money. Never mind. I guess that's just a win. Okay. That honestly was not the most satisfying game. Like Shepard can be really interesting in sometimes when you manage to get the deck control and like you make your own luck essentially by setting up the right draws to make the Shepherd not dud. This game felt like a little bit of just a kind of random who gets the good Shepherd draw, who gets the bad one. Like I was suffering for a while there. I'm sure he felt that at the end on his end. Anyways, what do we got going on this game? So trashing, we got Bat. It's the only trashing I think of starting cards at least. Farmer's Market can trash itself. Watchtower can trash things you buy. The draw here is just Watchtower, right? Watchtower means it's a draw to Xe thing. I guess Citadel technically is +1 draw. Like if you have a Grand Market or Village or something, you're starting hand with Citadel, you get 6 cards instead of 5 once you play it. There's no good way whatsoever to deal with green cards that I can see. Like there's no way to discard the green cards once you've got them in your hand. So greening looks super unappealing. And that makes scoring with Farmer's Market look a little bit better than usual because it lets your draw to X deck run a little bit longer than usual before it craps out when you start buying colonies. So Patron will be kind of nice, I think, for payload that drives with Watchtower. Vassal and Farmer's Market are not bad either. I think the early priority is to hit 5. I think you want at least 2 vampires. 2 is probably the right number, I would think. Mostly for the bats, honestly, more than the vampires. I don't really care about gaining 5 cost cards here. That's the wrong card. I don't care about the gain of 5 ability because there's literally no 5s. So vampire can gain you some like 3s and 4s, but like the vampire is just like an inefficient watchtower with like a little attack attached. It's really the bat that you want in this particular kingdom. So I'm feeling patron for the 4. The villagers will come in handy. And then the 3 could be Vassal or Watchtower. Overlord is often a really good buy on turn 2, but it looks pretty unappealing here because it puts you into debt. And there's like again no like really powerful 5s for your Overlord to play. Oh, new strategy. We'll just mirror Nasmith. He can do the thinking. I will use this time in leisure while he contemplates what 3 to buy and lets me know what the optimal play is. Think long and hard here, Nasmith. I wouldn't want to buy a suboptimal 2-cost card. Or turn 2 card, I mean. I trust you not to lead me astray. Workshop? Are you sure? Should I really trust you on this one, Nasmith? I said I was going to copy you, but workshop. Fuck! Now, you got me. Now I gotta think. It's like the 3s and 4s here are not bad. Like I get the rationale for workshop. You want to be adding watchtowers and such things, but the watchtower only gets really good once you're thin. So you also really want to have those vampires. And what not watchtower? Workshop is really bad at hitting 5. Maybe he's just gonna play it his way of the mule. Mm. I don't. I don't think I trust you. I don't believe in the workshop. I'm sorry. I want vampire too much. I'm thinking either vassal or watchtower. Probably watchtower's better, right? The draw seems really good. If he hits 5 and I don't after he bought a workshop, I'm gonna be so upset. Oh no. Oh, now what do I take? I take my workshop now, I guess. Because I'm really likely to hit 5 in that next hand. Not guaranteed. I should say I'm gonna hit 5 because I'm gonna jinx it, but I'm pretty darn likely to hit 5. I got my patron and the watchtower both down there. It could go badly. Like, what if I bottom like the patron? Then I also can't play the watchtower. I draw the patron dead. Oh no! And if he hits 5 after opening workshop, and I don't, I'll be so upset. I don't super need a village because well, actually, I might not get a village off a patron. If it collides with watchtower, I won't. So I could take mining village. I don't think I need mining village yet, though. I think I might take the workshop now. There's no justice in this world. Oh no. Oh my god. Steph, Steph, why are you doing this? Steph, are you even awake right now? He's probably not awake. I mean, this is American evening, so it's probably like 3 a.m. Steph time. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Steph was watching out for me, giving me good draws, and he's gone to bed. I I'm sad. I'm so sad. He opened with a workshop. I mean, I guess the workshop can't hurt your odds of hitting 5 if you bottom deck it. And he did bottom deck his workshop, it seems. But I was responsible. I bought another card that increases your odds of hitting 5 rather than decreasing. I don't deserve to hit 4 twice. I'm so sad. Boy. It wouldn't even be so bad. Like if I managed to draw 5 plus Watchtower, like that would be beautiful. Like copper, 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 patron Watchtower, because then you could just not play the Watchtower, buy the vampire and top deck it immediately. But no such luck. Okay, well I got vampire here at least. We're gonna be a bit behind. So here I have the option of playing Workshop as Way of the Mule. So do I value vampire more than I value 2 cards of 4 or less? I believe the answer is yes, I do. All right, now I got my 2 vampires, but now I'm behind. I haven't played the vampire yet, so I don't have the bat yet. He does. I also only have the 1 watchtower to his 2. I also only have the 1 workshop to his 2. Yeah, this didn't work out. This did not work out one bit. Do I just trash the mining village? 2 is not an appealing number. But like if I trash it and hit 4, am I just buying it back then? Sure, let's be fancy. Go if that attack hurt. I don't know if that attack hurt. Depends on what was in the rest of his deck. It probably helped him, right? Because he had a bat in his discard, which he wanted to get back around to faster, so cycling him by discarding all but 2 coppers might have helped. I'm not sure. More watchtowers. Grand Market will not be bad here, but I mean it's gonna be hard to get until you've trashed all your coppers, so that probably won't come up for a bit. He's thinking hard. That means it's artwork time. I like the artwork of Workshop a lot, honestly. Like it's pretty simple and plain, but it gets the point across. It's not a fancy name or anything. I think it does what it's supposed to do very effectively. It's like a 9 out of 10 art. Mining village, not bad. I'm getting a lot more mining than village though. I guess that's the village in the background, but it's all covered in fog. 7.5 out of 10. We'll return to this momentarily. He acquired a patron and a mining village. Those seem like sensible things to acquire. I have nothing to add about them. Miserable? Doesn't really matter too much. More watchtowers? Patron. I don't like the color scheme of Patron much at all. It looks like a thing that should be bright and colorful. Like I see colors here, there's reds and like turquoise-ish blues, and yet the picture as a whole is like very brown. It's like they took a bunch of brown and just like plastered it over a vibrant picture. 5 out of 10. Vampire is great. It's very well drawn. It looks like super realistic. And I think I've said this about Werewolf before, but I really like Vampire and Werewolf, where it's literally just like a normal person. And so it's like a nice play on vampire, where it's the vampire in human form, you don't even realize it's a vampire, rather than just being like an overtly vampire-ish looking thing. Normally, I like cards that very clearly convey the meaning of the art, but I make an exception for Werewolf and Vampire because I like the kind of intentional subtleness of them. More work mining villages, I guess. Grand Market, bright, colorful. I enjoy it. The people aren't like super well drawn. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So he's already trashed 2 cards. I've trashed none, but I'll get to trash 2 here. I feel like I haven't been cycling very fast. I'm not sure why. I think these watchtowers haven't lined up in a super exciting way. Like on one hand, it's kind of like this, where I have like multiple action cards. I play one, then play the watchtower and draw one. Ideally, be action cards that aren't my other watchtower. But I seem super behind. I expect to lose this game. But it's fine because I'm player 2. Overlord. Don't make me play it. Oh, this is actually a really helpful hex. Thank you. Yeah, Fear was actively friendly because it helped my watchtower draw more cards. Well, I don't think I want to spend my last villager terminally drawing 1 card that I can't play. I think I buy nothing here. I just want to trash. I wish Watchtower could top deck Vampire here, but it actually can't. Because Bat exchanging for Vampire, use the verb exchange, is technically not a gain. And Watchtower only lets you top deck things that you gained. Oh, he's already got Citadel. Slow down. Jeez. Come on. Give me a chance. Okay, so Overlord, I kind of like. 8 out of 10. He looks kind of realistic. He's not the most attractive man ever. I don't think he meshes with the background super well either, but like it's not bad. Oof, come on, come on. Okay, well, that's better than not finding anything. Piles are already super low, and that's going to pose a problem. Because my deck is not at all together yet. I don't think his deck is at all fully together either, because he hasn't trashed much. He's only trashed the 2 cards so far. So maybe I have some chance of like sneaking out a pile out here real fast. But yeah, this is taking a very awkward turn really fast. Like we're at the pile out stage before we really have coherent decks. And so I think it might just very quickly turn into a mad grab for points. And that's, I think, really bad news for me because I have to take some detour to buy Citadel, I think. That card is just too good. Well, not a card. That project is just too good. And that's a turn that I'm not spending scoring. It's like, look at the patron pile. And he could theoretically take 4 patrons on a turn pretty easily. Play Workshop twice with Citadel, play another Workshop, play Vampire, play another Vampire, buy a thing. Like he has theoretically 6 games somewhere in that deck. Practically, I don't think it's all that easy for him to take 4 patrons, but definitely on a good turn, that's a possibility. Anyways, the important things. Farmer's Market. The trees look a little bit fake to me. I like the rest of it though. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Yeah, he's already scoring. And like that's just an unfortunate situation to be in, like draw to X decks do not deal with green well at all. Because like once you've got that duchy in hand, it's just stuck in your hand and stopping your watchtower from drawing. But like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do because of the pile pressure. I really don't want to draw here. I mean, this watchtower draws me 3 cards, which is a lot of cards. But it's triggering a shuffle with my bats not in the shuffle. Do I even have the luxury to care about these bats anymore? Like, we're already in full-on greening mode. So is trashing even the priority now? These decks are just going to fall apart. This is such an awkward situation. I have a lot of junk down there, don't I? In terms of number of stop cards, I've trashed 3, right? I trashed 3 with my bats. And I have a workshop, which is a 4th stop card. I think that's it. So I got not a 4th stop card. I have 7 non-trash plus a workshop, which is an 8th. I don't know why I said 4th. I've got 8 stop cards down there. This watchtower will draw me 3 of them. That's not the worst. It means next turn's a bit of a dud, though, isn't it? Well, I got more watchtowers down there, right? I'll draw one. This isn't ideal. I was hoping to find at least one more watchtower so I could top deck whatever my vampires gain. That apparently is not happening. He's got 1 vampire. So I could like mule this and take 3 duchies. At least 4 duchies remaining. And then maybe we're just rushing the duchies really fast. I say really fast, but like how do I even take more duchies? If I take 3 duchies now, these vampires both become bats. And then I don't have any plus buy or anything. So how am I even getting additional duchies after that? I could buy them one at a time. Mm-mm-mm. I'm in trouble. So we split the mining villages 5-5. Looks like we've each killed 1. Yeah. So each have 4 mining villages left. Like mining villages will be like a one time you get a big turn, maybe buy a colony in that turn. We should kill them for it. Hmm. Ay, ay, ay. I think I'm going to take some plus buy here and maybe haunting probably doesn't matter. It might matter. Like it doesn't have the obvious positive benefit of fear letting you discard a card to make your watchtower draw more. You're taking the card, putting it right back in your deck where you probably just draw it again. So I think it's probably just entirely neutral if you have a watchtower in hand, and maybe a minor hindrance if you don't. Yeah, he has watchtower in hand. Okay. And I'm super not jazzed about taking these duchies. Like these duchies are just admitting like I'm never gonna have a real deck. I think my odds of winning this are very low. He's just got, I think he's got a stronger deck. More of the good stuff, less the, actually about equivalent amounts of the bad stuff, huh? No, he's got less of the bad stuff too. Uh, he's got Citadel. Citadel's really strong. Vassal. Vassal's fine. It has one of the things I dislike in a card, which is like the thing in the foreground, I think, is what I just naturally tend to visualize the card as being. Like I see Vassal, I see these people, I just kind of assume it's going to refer to this person. In my mind's eye, like I picture this person if I think of Vassal, but like the person in red is really the Vassal here. Like they're the one in the vassalatory role. I don't know what the adjective is for Vassal. Um, Trash that. And so, like, I feel like the most prominent thing on the card should be the Vassal. It's like Urchin. I don't know if you ever looked at Urchin's art, but Urchin, like the actual Urchin as a little kid, is like in the background blending into the wall, and it makes it look like the random storekeeper is the Urchin. Ah, yeah. This draw is not good. This draw is not good whatsoever. Like I can't draw in there because I only have one villager left. So did I just bottom deck 4 villages? So one of these I just bought in top deck. But yeah, I think this bottom card for just 4 villages, which explains why I couldn't draw. Oh, Jesus. That. I, I don't know what to say to that. This game has just been a series of injustices, starting from that initial opening. I. Because, like, if my card had been configured any other way, like if I found those villages, I could have drawn one and triggered a shuffle, which has, the good stuff in it. Yeah. I'm probably popping these mining villages now. See what comes of them. I guess I could just play them as Way of the Mule. Just half as much money immediately, but it means I get to keep them. I got 9. I guess ideally I would have popped one more, because then I could mule this and be at exactly 11. But yeah, I don't really have a real plan for winning this game. I think that's a pile out. All right. I appreciate you, N.A. Smith, for putting me out of my misery here. He even killed my bat. Just adding insult to injury. Okay, well that one was never gonna work. At least it's over. GG. I have to be player 1 now. All right, I want to win this, so I at least retain an advantage going into game 5. 3-1 would be nice. This looks strong. So we got trashing with trading post, lookout. That's it. Draw is faithful hound or soap merchant or watchtower. Actions blessed village hamlet. Plus buy soap merchant or hamlet. improve is going to be good gains. We get tunnel. Tunnel looks kind of significant here. Add 1 tunnel, discard it with Hamlets. Looks like a very good way to get golds. So my natural inclination when I see improve in Silk Merchant is to open improve in Silk Merchant. That works out really well most of the time because you collide them and then you improve the Silk Merchant straight up into a 5, and that just it works out wonderfully. The one thing that makes me unsure is there's also Bargain, which lets you open with Trading Post directly, and your opening Trading Post is often very good. So I think it's either improve Silk Merchant or Trading Post something. Both of those seem like really good openings. I think I had to like improve Silk Merchant. That's just too good. Like you could do Silk Merchant Bargain maybe, and then you open Silk Merchant and Trading Post. In any case, I want to click on a lot of the draw and action cards, just acquire Silk Merchants, Blessed Villages, Faithful Hounds, and stuff. And then a few Hamlets, turn a few tunnels into golds, and then we'll have like a pretty simple, straightforward play village, play a terminal draw card, buy a province or two. Populate actually looks not bad either. Early Populate could be a thing worth considering. I don't know how to get to 10 exactly. Figure that out later. I'll just keep clicking Silk Merchants. I hear that's a good card. I think I want to bank up these coffers because I feel like that'd be like the way I get to populate very fast, is with a large number of coffers acquired. So I had 4 coffers there. These bottom 2 cards are both estates. So here I'm hitting 5, 7 with the coffers. So I'm getting close-ish to 10. I'll need some more Silk Merchants, I think, to get to 10 reliably. But I can improve this Silk Merchant up into a trading post. That'll be 1 more coffer. And then maybe buy a Silk Merchant. And then I think I'm already looking at hitting populate pretty soon. Let's get that Blessed Village. Field's Gift is not bad. So I said buy Silk Merchant, but I've also got a plus buy here. So I could do like a 2 and a 3 cost, if that's better. You know, like Hamlet Watchtower is not bad. But I don't think I need a second improve all too much. I think I like this Hamlet Watchtower idea. Could be Lookout as well. Could just be Silk Merchant. It's always an option. It's really strong. I like Hamlet Watchtower. And we'll turn this into a trading post. And we're still not quite at populate yet, but we're going to get 2 more coffers here. I'm going to need to reacquire improve very soon because that's a good card. I'm getting a little bit laggy. We don't like that. Okay, so this is 10. This works. And I should just populate here, right? Like, I didn't actually consider whether I should populate, just whether I could. But I'm adding so many good cards. I need an improve back. Blessed Village is good. Silk Merchant's good. I don't really need a second trading post, but I could just like improve that later. Yeah, I think I just want to populate. I don't think the order matters. Oh, I guess the order does matter because of Blessed Village, theoretically. But I don't want to trigger the shuffle anyway. I should focus a little bit more. I feel like I started playing quickly. I need to be thinking precisely. I think I just kind of checked out of that last game. But, I mean, like, reasonably so, that game was kind of lost. But this game I should not check out of so quickly. I think I'm willing to discard a copper to save a villager. Like, the money kind of matters, but villager kind of matters too. Yeah, I think I'm pretty over terminal, so I probably should do this. Draw me a villager, please. Ooh, I said draw me a villager. I mean, draw me a village. You can't draw a villager. So I could just trash this trading post outright. Could trash the silk merchant for a village effect, but I kind of need the draw. Hmm. I think I like. I don't know what I like. Conflicted. Trash the copper. Discard. Let me. I think I trashed the trading post. I can improve this trading post. If I hit 10, I hit populate again, and I'll have another trading post back in my deck. So I don't need this one. Is this 10? This might not be 10. It isn't 10, is it? Oh well. We got close. So this is probably just Silk Merchant Blessed Village, I think. Next turn, as I have nothing in hand to trash. And, well, I said I was improving the trading post, but that was under the assumption that I was going to buy Populate and replace it. So I could turn the Lookout into another village. That sounds good. I think that's the best thing, right? Take that next turn as well. This is a great hand, I think. Just given the boons that I've got, I trash one copper, discard silver for another action card. Now my hand size is small, but I've got a watchtower to draw right back up. This is going pretty well, I think. It doesn't feel like it's only turn 7, does it? So Merchant's really strong. Arguably the best card in the game. Tends to accelerate games like this. And there's a lot of nice accompanying things. Improve is great with Silk Merchant. Populate's just good at giving you lots of cards really fast. Okay. I wish this lag would disappear. Take the boon first, see what we get. I'll take that next turn, I think. You can top deck that. I think I just discard both of these, honestly. Okay. I don't think I need more actions or more buys at all here, so I'm not discarding. Running low on villagers. That matters. Piles are also getting kind of low, which is a thing to concern oneself with. Shoot, what are these bottom cards? I've trashed 2 estates, 3 estates, and a copper. 3 estates and 2 coppers. So that leaves 2 coppers unaccounted for. So there's 2 coppers down there, and some action or other. Don't know what it is. If it were a village, I might be inclined to draw one. All my blessed villages are accounted for. All my hamlets are accounted for. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure whatever it is, it's not a village. Might be a silver. No, all my silvers are accounted for. I have no idea what that last card is. Some action, I feel like. So, I mean, it's nothing good, right? Whatever. 2 of these cards are definitely bad. And So anyway, two of the cards are bad. They're with coppers. And whatever this last card is, it can't be something super important. Maybe it's a Silk Merchant. So it's 6 4 and silks. I'm looking at two of them. Okay, it's a Silk Merchant. I can leave that on top. That's a draw card at least, I think. Should be fine. So I think I'm just trashing some more, buying Populate. That means I can top deck all this stuff, which sounds wonderful. I really kind of want to tunnel at some point very soon. Tunnel just sounds great for gaining golds. I'm going to be having deck control pretty soon here. I trash a Silk Merchant, I think. Okay, just hit continue there. All right. End actions. Yeah. So this is Populate. I could also spend some coppers maybe and buy an extra Faithful Hound for more draw. Worth considering. I could even buy the tunnel now, I guess. I think I prefer saving the coffers for the end game. So I think I'm just populating nothing else. I don't think that lowers piles too much. I should check that. The lowest piles will be 3 blessed villages and 5 improves. I don't think he can do that many, can he, right? I don't know, like my deck's getting close to that. He's got 1 improve in his deck. I think that's still more games than he can reasonably do with only 1 improve. All right, so now top deck wise, I probably want to put the lookout on top and a watchtower on top. I can play the lookout, trash one of these coppers, discard the other. I want to put a village on top. So like starting hand of Blessed Village, Hamlet, Watchtower, Lookout, Faithful Hound. Seems good. Take that next turn. Top deck. Top deck. Top deck. Top deck. Top deck. Trading post. I think I keep the trading post. I don't top deck it, but I keep it and I improve the other one up to harem. I think it's probably the best use of that improve right now. I mean, I wouldn't mind improving these redundant watchtowers up to Blessed Village, but I think that opens up too much of a pile-up threat for me to like it. We'll trash a copper. Oh, I forgot I was going to have this extra Faithful Hound in hand. That's nice. So I feel like I'm ahead. I might have just had better draws here. We had the same opening. Yeah, okay, he's just calling it. I don't know. I doubt I played that one particularly better. I think I was player 1 and I had good draws. My guess is his draws just worked out a little bit worse. But a win is a win, as they say. All right, 3-1. I just have to win, what, one of the next 3 games? Uh, Perhaps easier said than done. Oh, goodness, another strong one, but he's player 1 this time. This is an absurd kingdom. this, this one's gonna hurt my head. So the villages are Silk Merchant or Sacrifice Killing Things, action specifically. If sacrifice is an action, that's like a village effect. Draw Silk Merchant. Trashing, develop, Spice Merchant. said Spice Merchant. I'm clicking on it. I swear to God, I'm clicking on it. Get out of the way, develop. Spice Merchant, I said. Look how happy he is. Very, very happy Spice Merchant. I like the Spice Merchant art. Sacrifice is trashing. Guardian doesn't look like it matters here because there's no attacks. Inventor will be really strong because it can gain you all these things that are really good. Cobbler might be relevant because it can gain you all these things that are really good. Is delay the not delay. Way of the Turtle and Traveling Fear both look really significant to me. If you play multiple inventors, then all of a sudden Traveling Fear just lets you gain anything you want for just 2 money, like unlimited buys. Way of the Turtle lets you bank up actions for like a mega turn. So I think this is pretty similar to last game where you just open Silk Merchant and develop because Silk Merchant just does really well with things that trash it. You line up Silk Merchant and develop, you're just like super duper happy. So I'm gonna open that, and then I think we're just click on all these cards, and then bam, pilot happens like turn 7 or something. Inventor. I didn't have that option because I had the 3/4 anyway, but I sure was expecting develop. Inventor is of course also incredibly strong. So if I turtle this, I hit 4 for sure next turn, and also get to develop an estate. I think that's better than playing it because that just runs the risk of me drawing my develop dead, which there's no reason to take that risk. And I think I just want more Silk Merchants for the moment. I think so, right? He's got the Inventor already. I don't fully disagree with that. It gains you Silk Merchants, which is great. I also kind of want a Spice Merchant to get rid of these coppers and just cycle through faster. So I think I'm not going to take the Inventor quite yet. I think I'm just going to take a second develop and a Spice Merchant here. This is just a really good kingdom to be player 1 in, though. Which has me concerned. Basically, in like really fast kingdoms, and this is one of those for sure. Being player 1 has more of an advantage than usual. Because like if you have 7 turns to your opponent 6, that's a much bigger proportion of extra turns than having like 26 turns to your opponent's 25. This hand, it doesn't look great. Normally, you would hate to see a hand like this because develop trash and coppers is really sad. This is actually fine because I can just turtle the develop, and then it'll very likely hit a Silk Merchant next turn. So I'm not unhappy about this draw. I am unhappy with this lag, though. Please go away. Inventor or just more Silk Merchants? Just more Silk Merchants. You can never go wrong with Silk Merchants. This draw, I think, all things considered, is actually pretty bad. Down there is a second Silk Merchant and a Spice Merchant. Bottom decking both is kind of terrible. Because if I, like, of those 3 cards, Silk Merchant, Spice Merchant, if I had 2 of the 3 in my top 5 out of 9, I could develop once with this develop, draw with the second one, and then I could, like, draw Cobbler and play it. That is now not an option for me. So do I develop this Silk Merchant anyway? Or do I like develop a state or something into Caravan Guard and play the Silk Merchant to draw on? Yeah, I'm super behind all of a sudden. No surprise. Again, like he's player 1, this is gonna happen, but he's also getting better draws now, it looks like. So I just turn the estate into a Caravan Guard or something. Then I draw a Silk Merchant, then I play the Caravan Guard. I see 2 of these cards. There's only, what, a 25% chance? I don't know the exact number. There's some small chance I draw both the Spice Merchant and the Silk Merchant, and then that works out pretty well. More likely I don't draw both, and then it works out less good. If I develop the Silk Merchant, and my next turn will be great, because there'll be like a ton of great stuff on the bottom deck, but so it'll be a little bit late. We're on turn 6, which means this game's already like halfway to over. Develop Silk Merchant into Cobbler Develop or something. I think I have to try to draw on. I'm gonna go for the high-ish roll. Okay, so I'm just bottom decking everything. Okay, well, my odds of winning are dropping continuously. What do I buy here? Second Spice Merchant, perhaps? I've trashed 0 coppers so far, as my first one is bottom decked, so I'm probably going to need to have 2 of these. This hand might actually have too much good stuff in it. I think this Caravan Guard is incredibly likely to draw a copper, though, right? my concern is what I want to do is like develop Silk Merchant into 2 good cards, like Cobbler and Caravan Guard or something, and then draw them. But I need to make sure I find at least 1 copper for this Spice Merchant to be able to draw. He's trashed 3 coppers, but he's only trashed 1 estate. He's running a little bit low on villagers, which matters. He's nothing turtled or anything. I'm not even exactly sure where this kingdom would theoretically go long term. Like, if uncontested, you could probably just build up to a big event or mega turn. Are you? Come on, please. I need. This is. Okay, we're just gonna spend all our villagers until we finally get the stuff we need. Yeah. Yeah. So this bottom tier, I think I just bottom decked all 7 coppers. Am I wrong about that? Like, I think I top decked every non-copper and bottom decked every copper because I have 7 coppers and I just trashed 1. Yeah, so there's 3 coppers here, 3 coppers here. I just bottom decked every single copper. That is preposterous. What are the odds? So I develop Silk Merchant and then I can draw. I'm running low on villagers. I'm running super low on villagers no matter how I slice this. But I develop Silk Merchant into a Cobbler and a 3 cost. And I play this Spice Merchant to draw on. And then I have a Cobbler in play for next turn. Maybe I could trash a copper with the other develop. I could just turtle the other develop. And then I'm buying the last Silk Merchant for sure. What's in the trash? No Silk Merchants have been trashed this game? What? Well, I guess. Well, so I open with the develop with the intention to trash Silk Merchant and just like haven't really lined it up at all. And then he didn't open with develop in the first place, and so it makes sense, I guess, that he hasn't trashed Silk Merchant yet. So turtle this. I think so. I'm not even sure if I'll unturtle it next turn. Like, we're already reaching the end game, and I think just keeping some action cards turtled makes you. It gives you like threats to have like one big, massive mega turn-ish thing where you empty the rest of the piles real fast. And I wouldn't mind having such a threat. I'm not even sure what I take here, to be honest. I have top decked a whole lot of coppers once again, which I don't like. I could take a sacrifice, which is good. It's a village. I can trash the Silk Merchant. It'll feel a little bit awkward if I then don't draw 2 action cards to use that village effect on. But, I mean, there's only 1 more copper down here, right? So I'm really likely to draw action cards. This is like the opposite of last shuffle. I've just top decked 4 of my 5 coppers. I think taking the sacrifice is reasonable, and then just sacrificing the Silk Merchant. And then I think I probably just keep the develop set aside one more time. And then the hope is I draw 2 action cards, maybe turtle both of them, depends on what they are. But I think I just want to get a decent amount of stuff turtled, so I'm threatening some sort of like big turn to empty piles all at once. What's he got turtled? He has 1 action card set aside. Sacrifice makes sense. I do believe I should be behind. I've trashed 2 coppers to his 5. I've only trashed 1 more estate in compensation. I'm also player 2. I don't have any inventors yet. I don't think I'm out. This is a wild kingdom. Anything could happen. But I would certainly prefer his position. I keep that turtled. Take a sacrifice now. I've drawn the only other copper. So these have to both be action cards. Yep. And I think I just turtle them both, like I said. Seems like plan. I could draw on 2/3 likely to draw my Spice Merchant, which gets me 1 more trash in. And then what's the other 2 cards? I believe 1 is a Silk Merchant. I don't know what the final one is. Caravan Guard, perhaps? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I need to draw into that. So probably just turtle both of these. And then what am I buying? I really want to get Inventors turtled. The Inventor Megaturn seems like the direction to go here. I guess I could play the Silk Merchant, play the Caravan Guard, and develop the Spice Merchant. Why do I even want to develop the Spice Merchant? Six is a bit of an awkward number, I think. Don't really know what I want for 6. And I could trash a copper. I think I like having the develop out of the deck, though. So I could buy Traveling Fair and top deck of 4. I could buy Cobbler. I think I'm just going to take the Inventor. He's got a lot of Silk Merchants left, doesn't he? Yeah, he has 5 untrashed Silk Merchants. So he's out of villagers for now, but he's gonna be able to get a lot more villagers really soon. The money from these caravan guards does not matter a whole lot, but one positive aspect of the caravan guards is I will need just like random stuff to sacrifice for village effects. And these caravan guards can die to sacrifice later, and I'll get villages out of them. Yeah, so he's getting a lot of stuff turtled, got a lot of inventors. That's a big threat, real big threat. It would not surprise me one lick if he could win next turn. My hope, I suppose, is to try to set up a similar situation to win next turn if he somehow doesn't. Seems harder for oh shit. That's misclick. Okay, thanks. I don't know what happened there. I was trying to play the Spice Merchant. I don't know if that was a consequence of lag or what, or this buggy old mouse. And Well, I'm not finding my sacrifice. It's not great. Hopefully I draw it here. Okay. And then what's the bottom card? Probably copper, right? Yeah, I had 4 coppers. I trashed 2. I'm looking at 1. The bottom card's a copper. So I could play the inventor, sacrifice the silk merchant, draw the another inventor and turtle it. It's actually not amazing because I'm leaving action on the table, but maybe that's the best thing I can do. I could play the inventor. I would love to get another cobbler, but I think these draws have just not worked out to make that possible. It's like if I played inventor, gained inventor, drew it with silk merchant, played the other inventor, gained a cobbler, I couldn't draw that. I might be out of villagers at that point anyway. So maybe I play inventor, gain inventor, turtle, sacrifice, and silk merchant. My deck will be super thin at that point, right? So all these caravan guards are going into play. I'll have 2 coppers left in my deck, 2 spice merchants, 2 inventors. That'd be a super duper thin deck. But that could be good. Could allow me to develop some stuff up into better cards. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It's a good guardian. 1 more money, can't hurt. I'm not sure how likely I'm to get 2 whole more turns. And if I think this is the potential last turn of the game, well, 1 turn next turn is better than, or 1 money next turn is better than nothing. And I don't know, maybe the Guardian makes a difference for Fairgrounds if I end up scoring that way. Who knows? So my bottom card is my other Spice Merchant. It looks like he's going for a win here. It would not surprise me at all to learn that he has the win. I'm not actually sure if this deck could have won, like if I had the other turn. I've got a lot of stuff turtled here, so I can, you know, develop some Spice Merchants maybe, and then gain, I don't know, develop and cobbler. And then I develop the cobblers into inventor and fairgrounds for points. That's I think the theoretical win I might have. But yeah, he's gonna beat me to it by a turn. Turn 10, I mean, like, that's fast. It's honestly more turns than I was expecting this game to take. It's a very strong kingdom. So still 3-2 my favor. So I've got to win this game.